Caribbean's Utopia of the Seas. Is it all hype or just my type? Well, no, you're my type. About all hype or just right? Well, that makes me sound like Goldilocks. Oh, no, wait, I got it. Royal Caribbean's Utopia of the Seas. Is it hype or is it dynamite? Shout out to little Jimmy Walker there. You be the judge.
Monkey love, oh monkey love, travel. Packing bags, let's hit the gravel.
Welcome to Monkey Love Travel. My name is Jason.
I'm Becca.
And today we're going to talk about our trip on Royal Caribbean's Utopia of the Sea. And we're going to give it a good review. What we're going to do is we're going to discuss 5 key areas. We're going to talk about embarkation day, the embarkation process. We're going to talk about the overall layout of the ship, the feel, the design, the cabin, the decor, the aesthetics of the ships, if lack of a better word, the staff, the service. The fourth one's going to be the food, and the fifth and final one is going to be entertainment/activities. And what we're going to do is we're going to give this a rating from 1 to 5. Obviously, 5 being the best, and we're going to give it either 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 bananas. Got to stick with the theme here, people. Yep. Sorry. So let's just dive right into it. So the first one being the embarkation process. For me, Royal Caribbean has this down pat. I don't know how you feel about it because we really haven't discussed this in any depth since the trip. We've purposely been waiting for this video. I apologize for dragging my feet on this one. Took us a little while, but we're finally here. Embarkation process. From the time that we got off of our shuttle and got into the actual ship, through security, they checked our passports, everything, 10, 12 minutes tops. You think that's accurate?
Yeah. I think that you might be cutting a little short. I'd say 15.
15? All right. Maybe I'm being a little generous. It did not seem like a very long time.
No. It was very efficient.
And as far as things go, for as big as a ship it is and for as many people as it holds, that is fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our scheduled time to be there was 11:30. We were on the ship by 11:45.
Yes. And I was just thinking comparison, very similar process as taking the Vision out of Baltimore, but a much larger ship. And I think it actually took a little bit longer for the Vision process.
Vision, yeah, I would think so too. And Vision's the only dedicated ship at that port. So
yeah, but think about how many more people the Utopia is processing.
Exactly.
That's pretty impressive. It's very high tech compared to.
So for me, the embarkation process for Royal Caribbean gets hands down 5 bananas. You?
I agree.
Okay. So number 2, we're going to talk overall layout, feel, design, and decor of the ship. That includes our cabin. I'll let you go first on this one.
I love it. This was. I don't want to say any of the ships because they're all very different, but it's a very clean, tech-ish kind of modern feel in most parts as far as the design, so to speak. But each area that's dedicated to be the area it's supposed to be, the boardwalk, gives boardwalk vibes. It feels like a boardwalk. You could very much, kind of forget certain things and really feel like you were on a nice boardwalk, not a crappy boardwalk, but a nice boardwalk somewhere. Central Park being Central Park. I almost never want to call it that because it feels so much like Central Park that I actually think, well, they must have called it something else, and I'm just calling it Central Park because it does have, obviously not, a dirty feeling like Central Park, but it gives you everything else. It gives you the quaintness and the greenery and actually feeling like you're in a green space.
And it's all live. It's all live.
Yeah, technically you are in a green space.
As beautiful it is during the day, it's even more beautiful at night, in my opinion.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. Yep. Gorgeous.
But yeah, I liked pretty much all of those areas. I liked, and they looked like what you expected them to look like.
Right.
And then the feel of the ship in general as a connected ship. I mean, I just thought it was beautiful.
And as for as many people on there, I mean,
Oh,
it got crowded at times in certain places, but
but not much.
overall,
Yeah.
I didn't feel. That's one of my biggest issues is feeling crowded, and I didn't get that feeling.
It was really mostly up during the busy parts of the day at the pool decks and some
The
of the
later
bars
decks, and
that were
yeah,
around there,
and
trying to get
the buffet
maneuver.
one morning was kind of busy,
Yeah,
but I think that kind of thing's expected.
and even the part I'm thinking that felt it. Trying to think of the two bars now, the lime and coconut, I guess, and then something that was, or there was both lime and coconut, I
Right.
think, just two different sides. That layout looks very cute. I don't think they did themselves or their cruisers tons of favors as far as maneuverability and being able to get your drink and get to wherever else you might be going. I mean, it's great if it happens to be a week where that's all people want to do is go to the lime and coconut and just stand there and drink, drink their drinks right there. But most of the time, that's not how it's working.
Right.
So that I didn't love, but
Yeah, and as far as the cabin goes, of all the cruises we've been on, it's my favorite cabin so far.
are you?
And if you want to see which cabin we stayed in, we do have a video on that.
Mm-hmm.
Please feel free to check that out. But again, I come back to as all the ships that we've stayed in so far,
Oh yeah.
it's my favorite cabin. I love the layout on this one,
Mm-hmm.
how the bed was more closer to the door, but not next to the door. And then you had the couch and all next to the balcony. It just made for a feeling of being much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And the bed was very comfortable. In particular for a certain type of bed, and I was very comfortable. I had no issues.
And by the way, it's not snobbery or brand name or particular softness or firmness. I don't know what makes him like what Betty does. So it's kind of like just a crapshoot and
It's head
figuring
binkies.
out.
It's head
So
binkies.
so good for you, Utopia. You managed to throw some dice and had the right numbers come up for him this time.
So for me, the overall feeling of the ship and the layout and design, for me, another 5 bananas.
Yeah, 5 bananas.
All right, the third and probably the most important when it comes to, I believe, making a cruise what it is the staff and service. We had amazing attendants, waiters, maitre d, all of it. We did not have a bad interaction with staff the entire time we were there. Um, we put up a post on our Facebook page about meeting Utsili at Johnny Rockets. What an amazing
Yeah,
young
that was.
man, taking care of his family. If you're on the Utopia at some point, stop in to Johnny Rockets. He may not be there
Uh,
now. I'm not sure what he
I
said he was heading
think he
home.
was.
Maybe it was
I
August,
think it
he
was
said.
August, so he
Okay,
might be
so he
gone
might
by
still
now.
be there. If you're stopping Johnny Rockets,
Oh
say
yeah,
hi to
yeah.
Utsili. Um,
Yep. You should have your picture
yeah,
available to show.
it's up on our Facebook page. Feel free to check it out. Um, I can't speak highly enough.
Yeah.
William, our cabin attendant, took great care of us. So 5 bananas, hands down, for staff and service.
Service stuff. I feel like with the Utopia being as large as it is, and with you not getting more than 3 to 4 days on it right now, you I don't feel like you necessarily get to know all of your service staff as well as you get to on
On
a
a
7 to
day.
9 day.
I agree.
Specifically in terms of your cabin attendant and your wait staff too. Especially we didn't go to. I think we only went to our scheduled nightly dinner twice.
Once. We only
Once?
did the main dining room one night,
Oh,
and that was the
okay.
first night.
Okay, so once.
Yeah. We packed full our short trip. We wanted to make sure we experienced as much of the ship and the shows as we could.
Right.
So we tried to spread the love, so to speak.
Right.
And I think we did a very good job about that.
Yeah.
But you can only do so much
Right.
in 3 or 4 days.
Right. It just doesn't make your key staff and service members maybe as important, but it did. I still wouldn't take anything away from our banana rating because everyone we encountered was still fantastic.
Yes.
I had made the comment to you that I saw a bar manager at one point during their happy hours, very very stressed out. You could tell not completely happy with his staff, but to be fair, people can't walk around fake smiles on their face all the time. He's
Right.
clearly very frustrated and clearly had nothing to do with his clientele, and he looked up at one point, smiled, and said, "I'm sorry," and apologized, and went back to doing his thing. But I mean, to me, that's just being human beings. And other than that, I can't think of an unpleasant person that we came across.
Right.
Really.
Yeah. Agreed. So 1 to number 4, the food. Do you want to start this one off? Oh, no, actually, we'll let you take number 5 because I think number 5 is probably going to be your favorite, the one you really loved the most.
Mm.
So for number 4, for food, for us, food is very subjective, as everybody knows. We only ate in the buffet one time. We did that for breakfast. And
Then we had dinner there too.
no, no.
Because I remember talking about wine service and all that other kind of
But
stuff.
what? No.
Yes.
But
I think
when?
we ate that first night there. And I don't think we had any.
We did the main dining room the first
Oh, I'm
night.
sorry. That's what I meant. What were you talking about?
I said the
Sorry.
buffet. The
I
Windjammer.
apologize.
The Windjammer buffet.
I wasn't listening very well. Sorry, babe.
The Windjammer buffet. We did that once for breakfast, and it's okay. I mean, it's buffet food.
Yeah.
Nothing spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing was horrible. So that just gets an okay. If I'm just rating the Windjammer, I give it 3 bananas. But we also did we did dinner at the Utopia station, the Royal Railway. That food was amazing. All right, if you haven't done Utopia station and
Yeah.
you get the opportunity, what?
You're bleeding into 5. So
Well, see, here's the
I
thing.
feel like we could get to
4
that
and
one
5 kind of overlap. I agree.
Let's give food. Well, then let's not give bananas yet. Then because are we
Okay.
going to make food? Because the one experience for entertainment was also very important as far as the food went. One wasn't. One was.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
So are we giving just the overall food a rating?
Yeah, that's probably true. Let's stick to overall food, and we'll include the Utopia station as part of the number 5
Okay.
as well. Okay. So yeah, we did main dining room the first night. It was good. I don't think I ordered anything unusual or anything that was spectacular. It was good.
Yeah, same here. I don't
Um,
honestly remember what I got, so
yeah, I don't either. I think I tried the so-called crab cake.
maybe.
And being from Maryland,
Yeah,
it's not really a crab cake to me.
yeah.
It's more of a fish cake or a shrimp cake, something along those lines. I mean, it tastes good, but it's not a crab cake. So overall food for the free areas, you love the tomato soup.
I loved the tomato soup. I did, and I become a tomato soup junkie since. I'll blame that for at least a few pounds.
Yeah. So I'm sure you give the tomato soup a 5 bananas rating.
I give it a 4.5 bananas rating.
Okay.
From the what was the thing we got it from? I keep wanting to say promenade. That's not right. From the it's Cafe Promenade, right?
Yes.
In Utopia.
Yep.
For the same reason that I give that same tomato soup that same score on the Vision, which is where I discovered it, fell in love with it. It's good. However, when you know that people are most likely going to be or have a good likelihood of wanting to take it with them, for the love of God, give them something they can get it back safely to at least a table, if not a
Yeah, they
room.
fill it to the brim.
And it's a bowl.
You just kind of
Yep.
walking along, stay, don't spill it.
I was hoping at the Utopia they would do it differently. They did. They at least put it in something that was cup size, but it was still filled to the brim.
Now the first day lunch, embarkation day lunch that we did up in the Solarium Cafe, or Solarium Bistro, I'm sorry, was very good. They do a chilled lobster lunch. They serve it to you. It's not you serve it to yourself, but you can get as much as you want. You just might have to make a couple of trips. Everything up there was very good, and that's more of a buffet style. But again, that was very good, and I would give that 5 bananas. So let's go ahead and move on to entertainment and activities. I'll let you run with this one.
Far too much to get to on far too short of an itinerary. but we knew that going into it. I guess everybody knows that, and clearly Royal Caribbean has chosen to do it that way. I guess hoping that people will definitely want to come back for more. We definitely would like to. We're kind of hoping to hold out until they start doing slightly longer sailings. We sat next to a family at Coco Key, who apparently goes fairly regularly, and that's pretty much what they look for. Is they set aside each trip. We went last time and we were able to cover this and next time we'll do this and this, and they've got it all mapped out how they're going to do it. Now they also live in Florida, so it's a little bit easier for them to jump on those 3 and 4 day sailings, but um, they certainly had plenty to offer. I would not say we even got to
A third.
yeah, third. I don't even think we got to a quarter of it realistically.
No.
But we had said ahead of time that there were certain things we definitely wanted to do. They had Utopia Station, which was a live in what's the
It's
word?
like dinner.
Inclusive,
Dinner in a theater show.
immersive railway.
Railroad experience.
Yeah. You start.
It's like a medieval times, but old western train car style.
Yeah, I actually have all the stuff from it I could have shown, but I mean that was already one of our plans, and that was going to be an entire night and was going to be a lot of food. We were even careful before that not to eat too much because we knew that there was going to be a lot of food.
Yeah, a lot of food, and it comes quick because they're in a time crunch for this show, so you got to order quickly, and they do have like 3 options as far as appetizers, entree and dessert, but it's like 5 courses almost. So you got to pick them kind of quickly, and they move kind of quickly through it. So you have X amount of time to actually eat, but you also want to enjoy the show. So be prepared for that. For me, for the Utopia Station, I think it was fantastic, and food was fantastic. But it's kind of one of those one and done type. If they end up changing the show up in the future, I'd absolutely do it again. For the price, though, I don't believe I would pay full price on what they want for it. We were fortunate enough to find it on a Black Friday sale, so we got it for $75 each. They are typically $120 each, which in my mind's a bit much, but it was very good. I would give that 5 bananas. If I had to pay full price, I might knock it down might knock it down 1 banana. But other things on the ship that I really enjoyed, the Ultimate Abyss slide. I felt like a kid again. It was great to go down in that slide. It's fast, it's dark, and then it lights up, and then it's dark again. And it's if you get a chance, do it. It's fantastic. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's whatever the track is on. Okay. Because it's a little outcropping on the starboard side that just has a couple areas to sit in, almost like an observation area. Mm-hmm. But then it has a ping pong table there.
A nice size one.
Yep. And we went and played ping pong for, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes.
I think it was longer than that.
It didn't seem all that long, but we really enjoyed it. It was, again, peaceful, quiet.
Did we play twice?
No, we meant to go back and play again, but we just ran out of time with everything else we were trying to squeeze in the trip. Yep. But overall, no, go ahead. I will leave the best for you. It's on the aft of the ship. The back aft of the ship has like a giant pool surrounded by stadium-style seating. The backdrop is, you got aft balconies, and then you got 2 rock climbing walls behind you. But in front of you is a stage, and then in the water they have moving platforms up and down. They can separate the platforms, make certain areas rise and certain areas fall. There's
a backstage that's literally you have to go underwater to get to that backstage.
Yep, multiple ways the performers can come out. I mean, it's 45 minutes non-stop show.
It was amazing. I mean, I literally felt like it was the best show that I'd ever seen, and kept saying to him, surely they do this show elsewhere. He's like, well, they do. I said, no, I mean, like, not on a ship that's, somewhere in a theater or something. He's looking at me kind of funny, like, no, this is Royal Caribbean. Why would they play it somewhere else? And I said, because it's sort of unfair for people who can't get on ships or don't do cruise ships to not have the opportunity to see this amazing show because it was just that good. 45 minutes of
Good music.
good music, fantastic dancing, on in the water, outside of the water, on the edge of the water, splashing the spraying water, um, climbing the high dives and diving in and
Slackline performing,
yeah,
acrobatics, aerial.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just incredible. The moment they stopped, it was just something to look at, something to be amazed by, something that get that little kid feeling like, wow, I can't believe I'm seeing this kind of feeling, and just really forget about anything else going on in life besides that. So I was
Right.
really super impressed.
Now, unfortunately, we didn't get to many other shows, or actually, I don't think we got to any other show beside that one. But we heard amazing things about the ice skating show. The comedy was very good. So make sure when you're taking your cruise, make sure you're trying to reserve that through the app early. Now, if you're unable to, your other option is when you get on the ship, you can go visit the box office. Sometimes they have a table at the on the promenade when you get on the ship to where you can stop by and try to reserve a show as well. Most shows like the Aqua 80 show and I believe the studio show and the one in the theater, can't remember the name of the one in the theater, will have last minute not standing room only, but seats that are first come, first serve that haven't been reserved. So be sure to check your app and all that for to try to reserve it early if you can. Is basically what I'm trying to say. So for me, the overall entertainment and activity on the ship is hands down five bananas. Hands down, the Aqua 80 show was the best. We even did a short like right after it where I dropped the F bomb, and I try not to swear when we're doing videos, but I couldn't help myself. It just came out. It was that good, and in the moment, I covered it. It's on our channel here. You can check it out for yourself. I put a little duck over the F bomb and bleeped it out. But yeah, check that out. You'll like that. It's not very long. And then yes, the fact that they kicked this off the ship in 3 days is really annoying.
Yes, it is, but
So
they're smart.
I would absolutely do the Utopia again.
Yes.
But there's a huge caveat on that for us. We have to fly there. And in order for us to fly there, next time it has to be longer than 3 days. So when we do it again, and I believe we will do it again, we're going to do a back to back. So we're going to do the 3 day they offer and the 4 day they offer together. Yep. That, in my eyes, would make the flight worth it. And then way we could experience the ship and the shows and the entertainment and everything else that the Utopia and Royal Caribbean has to offer on Royal Caribbean's Utopia of the Seas. Thank you for watching tonight. We appreciate you subscribing and liking. We want to keep making this content for you. You want to make sure that you do hit that alarm bell after you subscribe because we have a lot of content coming out in the next several weeks. We went on our very first Carnival cruise line, and we are going to give you all the details on what we loved, what we didn't like. We've got lots of videos coming to you.
Sure do.
But make sure you check out the video on screen right now. It is going to be the video tour, the walkthrough of the Utopia of the Seas. So until next time, seize the day.
Monkey love, oh monkey love, travel. Pack your bags, let's hit the gravel.